Meteorologist Kendra Kent here. A tornado warning has been issued for Spartanburg County. This is just to the south of the city of Spartanburg right now. We're looking at the greatest threat near Woodruff. Now, the rotation has been weakening a bit in the last couple of scans, but this is still a dangerous situation. So again, what we're looking at here is areas to the south of Spartanburg along 26, Woodruff, Enery, Pauline. You're close by to this threat as well. And I'll take the warnings off so you can see the storm a little bit better. Right there, what we're looking at is the hail tracker. That's what we've seen has been the biggest problem so far with this storm. As it moved through portions of Greenville County, it put down nickel to even quarter-sized hail and the potential for even golf ball-sized hail with this storm. So you've got to remain indoors, away from windows as this storm passes by. Let me put this the other radar source here, and I can kind of show you along 26, we have the heaviest rain and that hail core, and then near Woodruff, that's where we have the tail of this thunderstorm. It's what we call a hook echo, and that's where we could find a tornado develop really at any moment. But the good news is that we are seeing this start to slowly weaken as it moves through Spartanburg County. So let me put a fresh storm track on this, as it could make it all the way into Union. And again, as we track it, this is going to be some area where we're talking about smaller communities, and we'll do a zooming in, take a look street level here in a moment. But this is going to be moving out of Woodruff and toward Dutchman to some of those communities that are south of Pauline. That's where we have the greatest threat of a possible tornado developing. So essentially, the greatest issue here is on the southern end of the storm around Woodruff, southern Spartanburg County, the tornado warning. It continues until 8:45. Then we have the threat for hail. Hail has been a huge deal with this storm. Through Greer, Tigerville, we've had reports of nickel to quarter-sized hail coming down, and we could still see that. In fact, the hail cores have stayed high with the storm. So we'll do a little bit more mapping here. So you can see exactly who's under the gun. We're talking about areas like Moore, Pauline, Walnut Grove, and these are the spots that would be dealing with the largest of the hail. Now, farther to the south near Woodruff, that's where a tornado could happen. Doesn't mean it's going to, but it's a reason you need to be in your safe place right now. In fact, let's take a look at that tornado safety and just kind of break down what you need to know if you are in this situation, if you are in the path of this storm. You want to get to the lowest floor of your home, away from windows, a hallway, bathroom, or a closet. You want to protect your head. You want to get a bike helmet on the kids. Anything you can do, sometimes just putting a pillow over and just protecting your head while you're in your safe place, especially if you hear those winds really start to gust outside. But that's been an issue with it too. We've had some gusty wind, but the main threat with these storms so far has been that hail that we've gotten so many reports of. Going to give you kind of an overall view here of what we've seen, and notice that much of our area is not dealing with storms. We had this one storm that developed in northern Greenville County, and now it has moved into southern Spartanburg County, tapping into some energy and some shear in the atmosphere, and now it has developed into a tornado warning, or a storm that has the potential to put down a tornado. Now, Woodruff, Kilgore, Enery, you're close enough by this storm, and I've got two other meteorologists in here, Isaac and Ben, kind of getting more information, and just chime in if there is any new information that does come in. But at this point, at least we are seeing signs that the rotation's starting to weaken, but still a big hail core in the storm.
Yeah, the hail core is definitely still healthy with this. I'm not mic'd up, so yeah, hail core is still very healthy. The rotation, which is confirmed by the National Weather Service, is weakening.
Okay, so weakening hail, or weakening rotation, but still a decent hail core within the thunderstorm. But we still have, again, the potential for a tornado to develop. That's why we're on the air right now, and we will keep you posted as to what develops, or if we get any reports from this storm when it comes to a possible tornado. But for now, the greatest risk so far has been hail, and we are seeing that rotation at least go down a bit. But again, this was one random storm that has developed really well out ahead of what the main threat was going to be tonight. The main threat moving in late night with a system that's going to provide some strong wind force, and we're going to talk more about that on the 10 o'clock news. But here's another look at that storm. Heavy rain, lots of hail amongst that heavy rain in the cores, especially between Pauline and Woodruff. And then it's close to Woodruff, but now starting to slide to the southeast where we find the greatest threat for possible tornado. Hobbyville, you'd be in the path of this as it moves on through. Doing some street level mapping for you right now along 146. Really, this storm is kind of cruising right along. Cross Keys, you could be impacted by this if it can hold together. But again, what we're hoping is in the next couple of scans that we'll see that things have really started to calm down. But at this point, there's still reason to believe this storm could produce a tornado, and it can happen really at any moment. So again, tornado warning continues for Spartanburg County until 8:45 this evening, and that's why we're interrupting your programming. We'll do a fresh storm track on this as we get a new sweep of radar, and I'll also show you first where we have this warning. This is amongst a severe thunderstorm warning that came out earlier. This includes Woodruff, but the storm is beginning to push east of Woodruff. I think we can give you the all clear in Woodruff in a couple of minutes, but stay in your safe place as it moves through. We have Erie continuing to be in the warning, but this storm is it's going to be going a little bit close for comfort for you. It does look like they've extended this as a severe thunderstorm warning. So that's a good sign that they're not seeing the rotation strong enough to push this farther downstream, but it's still severe with the threat of hail as well as strong wind. And that tornado warning does continue until 8:45. And Isaac and Ben will let us know if there's any rumblings about that being canceled early. But at this point, it's a safe.
Spectrum Mobile is a better way to mobile. First, we deliver the fastest overall speeds,